The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Green Sports Zone. This is the Terry's Flooring Tanner Earley Show. Welcome back to First Horizon Green Sports Zone. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Tanner Earley Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights basketball team. We'll talk about the past trio of games with Unicoi County, University High, and Happy Valley, and then look ahead as the Lady Black Knights close out the regular season and heading into the district tournament. But first, we need to go ahead and get a quick break in first. So join us right after this break here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. The Terry's Flooring Tanner Earley Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommy's Plumbing, Terry's Flooring, and by First Horizon Bank.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Tanner Earley Show, where we cover everything on the court with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights basketball team. As always, joined here with head coach Tanner Earley. Coach, how's it going?
Good, Tyler. How are you?
Good. Finally glad to be out with no snow on the ground and on the roads. That was quite a week.
It was. It was a good time off, though.
It was until it wasn't, because
Yeah,
I got kind of what's the word? You don't get homesick. You get, there's a certain term when you're tired of it. Yeah, you're just tired of being stuck in the house, and it felt like COVID all over again. Just nothing to do.
Right.
Couldn't get out of the house and couldn't work. No coaches shows last week. That was weird. No games until Thursday. A lot of reschedulements, a lot of postponements, but glad to get that out of the way.
That was the only thing that was tricky for us. You couldn't practice. I think we practiced one day before we went and played Unicoi.
Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then I think it snowed again. It did something we couldn't do anything. We were supposed to play Thursday. We were supposed to play South Green. And then that gets canceled, so we didn't practice. And then Friday we went up to Unicoi, and one day to get ready for them was just, and then off for like a week before that, it was just a disaster for us.
The biggest snow we've probably had in our lifetime.
That's what I think I told somebody. I think that's the most I've ever seen for sure.
Yeah.
That I can remember at least.
11.5 inches was the most I got at my house. I know in other areas.
I got 9, I think.
I know in some areas out in South Green they got between 12 and 15 inches being close to the mountains, but 11.5 was the most that I got. I don't know if I'd ever seen it reach more than 8. That was incredible to see.
It was good.
I mean, it's almost up to your knees in some places when I was walking through my yard. It was insane, but after about the third day, it got kind of old, not being able to do anything, and then knowing school's going to be out for the whole week. I don't know if we get any games in, no coaches shows, and then the worst part is you have, a week and a half left in the regular season to get everything in.
Boom.
And that's how it's been. Unicoi County last Friday, University on Saturday, Happy Valley on Tuesday, and then you're going to have Washburn on Thursday, South Green on Friday, and then a new added game on the schedule, Independent Athletic Ministries on Monday. So there you go. That's 6 games there and however many days that is. So you got to get them in before the district tournament. Let's talk about the first 3 there. Lost to Unicoi County and 2 wins over University and Happy Valley. Let's start off with Unicoi County. You talked about it. Long layover, only 1 practice, but you go in there and you stay within 11 of the hottest team in the district and actually outscore them in the second half and try to make a run there in the fourth quarter. Jump into that game and tell me what you thought when you hit the road in Irwin.
We no JV that night.
Right.
So we have to hit the road and immediately, same thing had happened against Johnson County. We have to get off the bus. We have to change. We get very little time to warm up, and I think that played a factor in our slow start again. We get off to a slow start. We got to dig ourselves back out of this hole, and it stayed in that 10 to 15 range about the whole game. We just couldn't climb out of it from the slow start. But I mean, the second half, I'm proud of the way we played in the second half. Very encouraging to see, and that carried over for the next 2 as well. And that's what we said. Let's carry over. I know we lost, but let's carry that second half momentum into the next 2 games that we had. And I was proud of how they played. I think Unicoi right now is the hottest team in the conference.
Easily.
For sure. They're rolling.
5 in a row, I believe, maybe 6. I
Yeah.
hadn't checked since the weekend, but to be able to do that in their home gym,
Right.
we talked about that after the game. You're down by, I think, close to 20 at one point there, and then you bring it back down to single digits with possession in the fourth quarter against the hottest team in the district, and that's something that we hadn't seen out of your girls this year, being able to chip back and chip into leads like that and get it back to a single possession, not a single possession, but single digits.
Yes.
So how proud were you of that, seeing that out of them when a lot of times it kind of gets out of hand and then it gets out of hand even more?
Right, yeah. That really kind of turned the corner for us maybe right there this year. We cut it to 9 in the second half, and then I mentioned it in our post game. That block charge, terrible call. It should have been a charge. Chloe Kirkpatrick gets ran over, busted lip, and the call block. And it changed. We had all the momentum. We're down 9. We get the ball back.
I think it was a 7-0 run.
Yeah, after that. We would have got the ball back, and if we hit a 3, we're down 6. And it just, gosh, that really killed us right there. But I was proud of how they played, especially going in there. That's always a tough place to play.
Yeah.
I played there. It's always hostile. The student section's usually rowdy. It wasn't really that bad that night, but
It's tough whenever they're right there on the baseline. Though.
Right.
That's a different type of student section.
It is. You really don't see that much anywhere.
The only other school I think has a student section right there is maybe Seymour. That has one behind the
Yes,
goal
they do,
like
because
that.
I played there my senior year, and they sure did.
It's the same exact gym. They've got that section blocked off back there
Yeah,
behind
you're
the
right.
goal.
Yeah.
That's the only other I know like that. But it is a different dynamic there for their student section.
It was. But I was proud of the girls. We never quit, especially against a really good team right now, the hottest team in the conference. So that was very promising. And like I said, that momentum carried over to the next 2.
I was walking into that gym last week to cover that game, and the thought ran through my mind, I don't know if I've ever covered a county team that has won a game in there. And that's me personally covering a county team playing Unicoi. Now, I've seen county teams win in the district tournament, but I don't know if I've ever walked into a county team playing Unicoi and actually seen the county team win, even in boys and girls. So incredibly tough place to play, especially against a team as hot as Unicoi, who are both in boys and girls the hottest teams in the conference
sure.
right now on such long winning streaks. But that carries over into University High, where you're able to pick up a 49-34 win on not only short notice, but a short rest. You play that game a little earlier, too, after getting home later against Unicoi County. So how good was it to turn the corner right there and get a 15-point win on a Saturday afternoon?
It was good. It was much needed, for sure. We ended up going JV really early, and a lot of my JV players, some of them play varsity, so they were really on tired legs going into that game and having to play JV and then the varsity game. A slow start. I think we were up 19-10 at halftime. I didn't think we played particularly very good in the first half. We made some adjustments at halftime, and we kind of opened the door there more in the second half. But very much needed win for us for sure.
And then Happy Valley. The excitement of senior night turned into nerves, stress, anxiety, excitement, and then elation at the very end. It comes down to the wire. You spoke about it with Johnny Painter in your post-game interview. You're up, and then you're down, and then you're up again, and then you're down again, and then you end the game on a 4-0 run with a steal and free throws. Take me through that roller coaster of a game.
So, yeah, probably the game of the year for us, for sure. We go a good start, 13-10. That's probably the most we've scored in the first quarter all year. It's 13. But, of course, I think everybody plays decently good against us. They get hot in the first quarter. Second quarter, we hit a dud. We kind of hit a wall. We score 4 points in the second quarter. Go down 21-17. And we were down to them the first time at Happy Valley. And that was the message. I mean, you were down last time. You can do it again. So let's just do it again. And we did. The last possession, I'm not going to lie, I blacked out a little bit during the last 5 seconds. But I told Johnny, when the ball was rolling, it was rolling down to our side, and I described it as watching a putt go in. The ball was just rolling, and Chloe picks it up, and I had a timeout left. And in my head, I about called it. because I was like, oh, she's going to just fling one up there. We don't have time to even get anything
Set something up.
Yeah. I don't know if she shot it or it was a pass, but finds Kristen. Kristen smart enough to know in the situation to get it, just throw it up there. Maybe we get fouled, and Tim Armstrong, our score guy, stops the clock at .1, which is unreal. He said he don't think he could ever do that again if he tried.
Hey, when you've done it as long as Tim Armstrong has, you got a lot of practice doing it. So that was just off instinct right there.
It's true.
Whenever he hears the whistle, he has the best reflex.
I agree. And he told me he wasn't even watching the clock. He just hit the button and .1. They called timeout. I iced the kicker is what I assumed he was doing. And I told Kristen, I said, hey, this is how we in practice every day. If you hit 2 free throws, we go home. If you miss one, we run.
On senior night.
Right, but the bucket to tie the game, which I thought this was so cool. Carlene hits the layup to tie it. Kristen hits the free throw to win it. So, I mean, what a perfect.
You can't end senior night better than that.
No, I think it's a memory they'll never forget for sure. It's a memory I'll never forget.
And it's 2 seniors, the only 2 seniors.
That's what made it so
cool
special.
They tie it and then win it with them being the only 2 seniors and twins. It's a cool moment because that's one of those that you'll always look back
100%.
at. Here in a few weeks, whenever we do the final interview, that'll probably be one of your favorite moments that we talk about. But big win because you talked about it with Johnny. It was a must win.
It must win. We didn't have no choice. It was you win. We secure 5th. We'd rather be 5th than 6th. So it was. That was the message Monday into practice, and then Tuesday before the game and halftime. I said, you got to refuse to lose. And the girls did that.
And looking at it, too, we won't look too far ahead because we've still got 3 games left in the regular season before the district tournament. Hopefully sit down before then. But with that win, that puts you into the 5 spot now, and that would put you against West Green in that first play-in game in that 4-5 game. So looking ahead just a little bit at the tournament, that is who Chuckey-Doak will play. They'll play West Green, but still got 3 games before that. At Washburn on Thursday, home versus South Green on Friday, and then home versus Independent Athletic Ministries on Monday. We'll talk about those in the back cap, though, so stick with us. We'll talk about all those right after this quick break here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
At Terry's Flooring, we have quality products along with quality installers that can make your space look better than ever before. The craftsmanship that our installers bring to the job site is unmatched. Along with the great installers, we have a huge selection of hardwood, LVP, tile, and carpet. We know that spending money isn't that easy, but at Terry's Flooring, we care about your money too. Stop on in and see my Popsy at Terry's Flooring and allow him to save you money while enjoying the hassle-free experience.
For over 30 years, Tommy's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommy's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Tanner Early Show, where we cover everything on the court with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights basketball team. As always, joined here with head coach Tanner Early. So you got 3 more games left in the regular season. Let's start with Thursday night. You travel to Washburn And it'll be your last road game of the year before you enter district tournament. A team that is very, very talented at the 1A level. I know that North Green has beat them pretty handedly both times, but it's a team that's lost, I think, maybe half a dozen games this year, and they are a very good 1A team going on the road to play them. What's your mindset going into that game on Thursday?
Yeah, I think they're like 20-6 or something like that. I mean,
they're very good.
Yeah, extremely tough. We had them here earlier in the year, and we get up 8-2 on them quick, and I'm like, all right, here we go, yeah. And I turn around and boom, we're down 15 like that, and I'm like, golly, all right, this team's better than I thought. They are very talented, can shoot it well. They play unbelievable 2-3 zone. We got our hands cut out for us tomorrow night, but we're on a big confidence booster. We're going 2-game win streak, so the girls should be confident. Decently long road trip, which I'm not too thrilled about, but it is what it is. We're their senior night, so that's even more motivation for us.
Yeah.
You don't schedule us for senior night. That should be motivation for them. So we'll see what we can do tomorrow night.
Oddly enough, Washburn was one of the only schools that I didn't know where it was located until a few weeks ago.
I've never been.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was at until a couple weeks ago when North Green actually traveled there, and I looked it up and saw that it's in Granger County. But on to Friday. I know you've got Washburn ahead of you on Thursday, but I know that South Green game is one that you're looking forward to a little bit just for a few reasons. A, it's a county game. B, it's big towards the district because you've got the opportunity to play spoiler. If South Green wins that game, then they lock up sole possession of first place. As of right now, they lock up, I believe, at least a share, and you've got that opportunity to spoil their party here at home on Friday night, which I believe is senior night on Friday.
No, our senior night was last night.
So you already had senior night.
We had it
okay.
last night, yeah.
See, with snow and everything, I haven't even been able to.
Schedules have been just everywhere, to be honest with you.
Normally I sit down before senior night and we do a senior night edition and talk about the players and such. But
oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even get to do those this year because of the snow, because I think half the senior nights have already happened. But anyway, South Green on Friday, what are you expecting?
Yeah, I mean, we could play spoiler for the district. I say Johnson County is going to be our #1 fans going into the Friday night.
Right. Unicoi also.
Yes.
There's a chance at a 3-way tie.
Yes. So I'd say we're going to have some support from the district teams, but more for me, I think it's going to tell where we really are going into the district tournament. I think Friday is going to be the test to see what we're really made of. You get the #1 team coming in here. It's a county rival. It's gonna be a good game for us. It's a tough game. We had first half, I think we were down 6, and then the third and fourth quarter they threw something a little different at us that we really hadn't seen, and it threw us off. So they're talented. All right, we got to defend home court, and we'll see how it goes Friday night.
And then looking ahead to Monday, a new game on the schedule, Independent Athletic Ministries. I know with I guess you'll tell us the reason why, but I can only think of a few reasons out of many. I know with such a long layover between games, it's always good to stay warm. And then sometimes, I don't think you were one of those teams that canceled any games. I think you're still able to get all of your games in.
Mm-hmm.
So
right, correct, yes.
Sometimes teams have to cancel games because of weather and like to add some in, but you're adding Independent Athletic Ministries to your schedule, playing them in your last regular season game here at home on Monday. So how did that come to be?
So whenever we got somehow booted out of the Thanksgiving tournament.
Right. So you did lose games.
Yeah, we did. So I just started looking for a game to play during that time. I bet I contacted 25 teams, and they were one of them.
Okay.
And I don't remember this. So I go through my messages, and I was like, I texted them, and they texted me back like 2 weeks ago, and were like, hey, Coach, you got an opening. And I was like, you know what? We'll see what we can figure out. So that's how that game came on. They contacted us back, and we were like, we've got the 16th open if you all can play. And they was like, yeah. So we're going to run it.
And it's always good to stay warm before that district tournament, too, because I think your games start on Thursday? Wednesday. It's so weird to have Wednesday games. Yeah. Once it gets into district tournament, February is just weird all around, of course, with snow this year and then playing games on Wednesdays and the tournaments. It's so weird, but 3 games left. with Washburn, South Green, and Independent Athletic Ministries. Before we get into the district tournament, you can already start to feel that excitement a little bit going into the postseason. Just a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well, we had our coaches meeting today,
right.
And it's here.
Yep.
It's right around the corner, and the excitement's there for sure. It's tournament time. It's always exciting.
Excitement always starts to ramp up the week before around this time because you're starting to see, like I mentioned with you playing West Green, you're starting to see who you play. Everything's starting to fall into place, and you kind of get that feeling like, all right, you're starting to see the bracket build itself. And once you see it get
100%.
fully built, that's when you get really excited. But still got a little bit left in the regular season before we get into that. Washburn at Washburn on Thursday, home versus South Green on Friday, and then home versus Independent Athletic Ministries on Monday. That's what we've got for the Lady Black Knights up ahead, unless there's anything else you've got to add. I believe that's all we got.
Nope, that's all I got for us.
Hey, we got more snow than we predicted last time.
Well, yes, we sure did.
I don't even think we did a prediction. We just said, yeah, it's coming this time, and it did.
Well, the first time we were way off. Well, I think I said ice.
You said ice, and you were right.
Yeah. But the second time,
I think we just said it's coming.
it's going to be here.
Yeah.
Well, it started on us whenever we were here last time.
Sam was sitting in this exact seat and pointed it out, and that's when we cut it off and
Yeah.
said, yeah, we better get home. And it didn't stop for about another 24 hours after that.
It was coming down.
It was fun. I have to say I stayed up all night Friday night just watching it.
Yeah.
That was a canon moment because that's probably the biggest snow that we'll ever get in our lifetimes.
Probably.
Certainly have up to this point. It was fun just to see it fall the whole time. But glad to see games being played again. Glad to finally sit down for coaches shows again. And I'm glad to see the district tournament just around the corner.
It's right. It's here. Hey, go Seahawks.
Hey, yeah, go
Seahawks.
Seahawks. Hey, Super Bowl champions, I'll take that any day. But that's all we got this week, Coach. Thank you once
Appreciate it,
again.
Tyler.
Absolutely. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Tanner Early Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.